It's time to talk about Omid Scobie and his relationship with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, Omid Scobie was one of the authors for Fighting Freedom. It was a New York Times bestseller. It was a really big book at the time, and still is quite controversial because the allegations are that Meghan and Harry, I guess, briefed him on a lot of the facts in this book, which we'll get into a little later. However, I will say in recent years, Omid Scobie has been the only UK journalist and royal expert or whatever royal journalist that has done well or sold books in a way where it's not just in the UK, it's like worldwide. And I think that's why the UK journalists, or one of the reasons why they always seem to attack and hate on him. Which brings me to the topic. So Omid has a new book that's coming out at the end of the month, and mind you, I am not a reader, but I already have my book. Well, I have I pre-ordered it. In the description of the book reads, Endgame, the explosive book from longtime royal journalist Omid Scobie and author of the international blockbuster Finding Freedom, is a penetrating investigation to the current state of the British monarchy, an unpopular king, a power-hungry heir to the throne, and a queen willing to go to dangerous lengths to preserve her image, and a prince forced to start a new life after being betrayed by his own family. Whew. Now, he did release the name of the chapters. I don't know if this is all the chapters or just some of them. But the chapter I know everyone is going to be focusing on is chapter 7, where it's race and the royals, institutional bigotry and denial. And I know that's going to be a chapter I don't have to just like jump ahead and read, so I can have a video for you guys to pretty much give the synopsis of. Now, the reason this all kind of just sucks is because one thing I've noticed about Omid Scobie is that he has been one of the very few journalists, UK journalists, has been openly more leaning towards Meghan and Harry's side while also criticizing the royal family. And sometimes it can appear, and I think that's the key word, appear. It can appear that everyone is against Meghan and Harry in the British media, right? Because there's like numerous people who are always attacking them. But if you really just be laser focused, you will recognize and pick up that those people are all the same people. There's like a whole bunch of UK journalists, but it is always a very few or very bunch that is like the main ones that is always criticizing them. And then you have Omid, who is mostly defending them, who is kind of like giving it a much needed balance, but it's the scale is still more leaning towards let's hate Meghan and Harry, and this is Omen. It's like there's no balance, and that is the issue. That is why I can't see anyone who wants to attack him because he gives it the balance that it needs. And he's also the only one who's holding the royal family to account in recent years. And I also hear this a lot about where's he getting his sources from? Who would give him any type of anything when he is mainly pro Meghan and Harry and he criticizes the monarch? I mean, but isn't that what you're supposed to do? Aren't you supposed to hold the monarch to account? Just keeping power in check? Because to be honest with you, although some of you who criticize him say that he is a mouthpiece for Meghan and Harry, the same can be reversed on the majority of these very outspoken UK journalists. I can say that you're a mouthpiece for the royal family. Actually, I know that you're a mouthpiece for the royal family because all you guys do is just. And let's not forget about this story just a week ago, where we found out that William, Kate, every last one of them, the Camilla, the King, all had or signed off on just attacking these two just to save their own ass. And what's something that was also is also very weird with how the media, UK media, attacks Omid, is that they pretty much question his legitimate sourcing or where's he getting his sources from or how's he a royal commentator. Like they always attack him, and I've never seen this type of bullying from any sort of me. I'm not saying it doesn't happen here in the States, but this is different because they will legitimately just attack him on his physical appearance, his craft. Like they attack him on every single way. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Omen has said they even looked into his family. Like what? And I just hope Omen also just exposes that as well because there's something literally wrong with the UK press. Like there's something corrupt about it. It stinks. It just like something is off. I would say this. I am definitely going to be reading this. Like I said, I already have my book pre-ordered. I have my audio for Audible ready for it. Like I am ready for this book because I know that Omid is kind of like at this point. I feel like Omid is like, listen, I've been attacked for years at this point for just being on the side of right and not doing things to just kiss the royal families behind and just so I can stay in these circles. So I feel like Omid is kind of like, I'm done playing this game. You guys have bullied me, terrorized me, said all sorts of horrible things about me, and I haven't wavered. I still have been on the side of right. So now it's time to fight back. And another thing, anyone who claims that these two is um, briefing him and he's their mouthpiece, I don't think you sit and really think about the things that you say sometimes because let's logically think about this. Because if Meghan and Harry was briefing Omid Scobie about this current book, but in the same breath he will say that Meghan and Harry whinge, they've talked stuff about their family, exposed their family, they've done you're pretty much saying they monetize their family drama. Can't have it both ways. You can't say Meghan and Harry is monetizing their family drama, but also they're briefing and they're giving their secrets to Omid. It doesn't make sense. Because why would they save anything for Omid when they can just use it for their own financial gain, if that's the case? They've already said a lot. So, well, they haven't really said who said the comment about the racist stuff. But why hold anything back at this point? Let's just face it. There's a lot of people secretly who's not feeling and very concerned about how the monarch is being ran now. And they're very concerned about how Meghan and Harry has been used as scapegoats and how they pretty much been left to fend for themselves and been thrown to the wolves. Pretty much fed to the wolves. It may not wake people up now. Everything has been going on with the book, the documentary, and now this book. It may not happen now, but I can guarantee you at some point people will wake up.